air, water, earth, fire. For hundreds of years, the four nations have lived in harmony. The Avatar, master of all four elements, was always responsible for maintaining the peace. But Avatar Roku passed away 13 years ago. Now, the four nations look to the air nomads to reveal the next Avatar, but the world is met with silence. Rumors from the Earth Kingdom abound that the Fire Nation is planning an aggressive move into the Earth Kingdom. 5 young heroes were too late to save the Southern Air Temple, but they hold vital information that could save the Earth Kingdom and maybe even save the world. Previously on the Flying Bison podcast.
Tensions remain high as our heroes continue their time of rest, and Liko continues to heal. One question remains on everyone's mind. What is going to happen next?
I have to apologize to everybody who listens to this show. I said last week something that I am deeply ashamed of because it is so terribly wrong. Does anyone know what it is?
I feel bad now because I must have been totally complicit.
It's hard to pick one thing, yeah.
Oh, that's true. This is, when I say it, you're going to be like, this is the worst offense Justin has ever done to anybody.
There are listeners
ever.
literally screaming in their cars right now. They know exactly what you did.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure there are listeners that listened to last week's episode and they're like, I can't believe you said that. Last week, I said that the episode was a lot like Tales of Ba Sing Se because we had a bunch of little vignettes, right? I said this phrase. I said, it's like the Tales of Ba Sing Se, which was pretty lighthearted.
Yes.
And I listened to that again and I was like, that's literally cannot be further from the truth because one of the saddest moments of the entire show happens in one of those vignettes. I am so sorry. So I feel like Liko's vignette was our Iroh vignette. Just this like really sad.
Equal
moment.
but opposite energy, you know.
Equal but opposite energy. In terms of like, there's all these like funnier moments and then this. You know what I mean? Like it stands out as something completely different. I'm trying not to spoil it because I don't know if Monroe's at that point yet. But
I thought you meant spoil like our podcast, the episode that we just recorded and everyone listening to this already listens to.
Okay.
Podcast.
I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm kind of like in this.
I just assume Monroe checks out when we start recording and then just comes in every
Somehow
now and then
everything
to
she
say
says just
something.
works, but she's not paying attention.
I'm not really here all the time.
So I apologize for saying that. I could not have been more wrong about that. Speaking of traveling to another city like Ba Sing Se, got a Ember Island player question. Yay! Ikoroki wants to know which countries or adventures are on your top travel list outside of the USA.
I think you get along with my nephew. My nephew loves these kind of questions. Steve can relate.
Yeah, that dude was teleporting us all over the world. It was crazy. He walked up to me. He's really cute. He walked up to me. He's like, I'm going to send you to Australia. And then he like started opening a portal, like in the style of Doctor Strange.
Yes.
I was like, oh, here I go. Australia.
That kid is going to be cool.
Oh, he is cool.
100%.
Sorry, cool adult. He's a cool kid.
Did you follow along with the make believe?
For like half
did
an
you
hour.
like pretend you were looking
we went
at
to a lot of places.
Good.
Smart kid.
Good.
For real places to go, though, I still really want to go to Japan, even though it's not in the cards for the honeymoon. But
Australia's a real place.
No, it's a place of my nightmares, and that's all that it is.
Nick, like you, we had to cancel our trip to Japan as well too.
Sorry.
Yeah. It is sad. I feel you. I'm with you. I was like, I have a spreadsheet of like, here's our itinerary, here's where we're staying, here's how much it's going to cost per day. And then we called our friends and we're like, I don't think they're going to open their borders to tourists by the time we're there.
Yeah. I had a list of places to eat.
Are you guys going somewhere instead?
Yeah, we're just going to New York.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
It's still fun. You know, you can still go other places in the country that have opened their borders to tourists.
Yeah.
You mean in the world? Yeah, you said in the country.
Well, yeah, but we still plan on going to Japan. It's just that.
Yeah.
So, like, we're going to save up, do like a shorter New York trip, and then
Gotcha.
eventually go.
Gotcha. Okay. Like a honeymoon.
Mini moon
part 2.
is what we're
A
calling
mini
it.
moon.
Nice.
And then the
I mean, I would switch it if it was me. I would call New York.
No, that's what I'm doing.
That's what they're
That's
doing.
Japan, though.
Yeah.
A syrup
Yeah. Okay.
moon.
Good.
I think I would change what you're doing, Nick, and do exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Please, can
I'll
you do
get
that?
right on. Sorry, guys.
I'm trying to think. I have like a very long list of places I want to go, but I'm trying to think of where I'd like to go next.
Djibouti.
Yeah, that's it. You got it. Nail on the head.
I'd really like to go to Egypt. I mean, I know it's going to be
Yeah.
super hot, but I'd like to hike the historical landmarks, you know. And I don't think we're allowed to go into pyramids anymore, but I'd love to see one in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not legally allowed to.
Well, yeah, but of course, if you play legal, maybe you'll find your way in somehow,
Yeah.
right?
They can't stop you if they don't see you.
That is true.
That's true. If you don't get caught. Oh, I'm just thinking about.
I
Moon
was
Knight
saying
now.
Oscar Isaac
Got
can
me
go
on,
there.
yeah. If he can do it, you can do it. Monroe.
Just anger the Ennead and have them open a portal for you to come in for
Yeah.
judgment. And
Yeah,
Just
Easy.
summon an eclipse.
because
Are
if
these
Oscar
spoilers?
Isaac can do it, obviously I can, because we're like on the same level, right?
hmm
I'm now just picturing like the Egyptian police like arresting Monroe and like dragging off. She's like, but Oscar Isaac did it. Why can't I?
As long as there are pictures, you know, go for it.
I'm pretty sure it would make the news. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, someone's got to be
Pretty
there
sure
at the
make it
right
on,
time
like-
with a smartphone.
Social media.
California woman. She claims she's just as popular as Oscar Isaac.
I think probably top of my list right now is my wife and I have been talking about going to the Mediterranean, and I've never been to Europe in general, and so Mediterranean Europe is kind of top of my list right now.
Nice. You should go this summer. So we changed our trip from Japan
Oh,
to
nice.
Italy. So come join us. You've been to Italy, right, Steve?
Rome.
So yes,
I hopped
It's in
I hopped
Italy.
in and out,
Yep.
but I'm just letting you know it's only Rome. Like,
Okay,
which, you know,
all
some
right.
people who are like, that's super touristy. You were there for a short time. You didn't experience
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You know, I'm just aware of that.
When in Italy.
Sure. Yeah.
when the moon hits the
It's
sky,
like
Italy.
a big in your eye.
like Italy,
That's
like a big Italy. Italy is actually not on the top of my list of places to go. We're just going because one of our friends has his family
Oh.
owns a house there. So right? I'm like, okay, that's cool. Awesome. Sounds fun.
Is that
Sounds
exactly what you
nice.
said to him?
No. This is the same couple that was going with us to Japan, but now we're going to Italy, and no, it'll be fun. I've never been like, yes, I want to go to Italy. Like, I'm obviously excited to go to Italy, but it's never been at the top of my list of like, oh, I really want to go there. I would love to go to England. I don't know why. From what I've heard, there's not a whole lot to do out there.
I heard
Compared to
the
what?
pasta is a lot better in England than in Italy, so that's
Yes, I've heard that as well
Mhm.
too. Yeah. Yep. You know what's actually funny? The Indian food is actually pretty good in England because
Yeah.
there's.
I mean, to be fair, England is very
no, I wanna
famous
go-
for a lot of restaurants. Like they
It's
they have Gordon Ramsay.
That's true.
It's
true.
Yeah.
I always wanted to go though because like intellectually I've always appreciated the like C.S. Lewis, G.K. Chesterton sort of vibe. growing up on like fantasy and magic.
Conspicuously,
that sort of
Tolkien absent from that list.
Yeah,
but,
that's what I was wondering.
Tolkien is absent from that list.
Who's that? Who
Yep.
even is that?
Danny, shut up.
So I liken Tolkien a lot more to like literature.
he's the father of modern fantasy. That's what they call him.
That's what I mean, fantasy. Like, but like the philosophical underpinnings behind like the way that he writes, like I attribute that to people like Chesterton and Lewis a little bit more. But in terms of like a novel, The Lord of the Rings is incredible. Yeah, Tolkien was a brilliant writer. Nick there are some disagreements.
Wait, what did he even write?
Sure.
We're just gonna ignore Danny. Just keep moving.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I'm trying to think of an adventure, not just a place, because that was part of the question. I think it's a great question, and we have touched on places that we want to be before.
Yeah.
But
rob a bank.
That is on
Just
the
go
bucket
to a
list.
bank. Just go to a bank.
But like specifically like rob a bank and like be framed for it when you actually didn't do it, and you have to like flee the country and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like a heist
but
movie,
I'm pushing that
like an adventure
far
heist
back
movie.
as possible on the bucket list so that I'm really old when I get caught.
Okay.
Just
Like
in
the one
case.
shot.
It's kind of like a hedging your bets thing,
If you want a real adventure,
Good call.
just wander the streets of Beijing in a Winnie the Pooh costume and see how quickly you get arrested.
Well, we just got banned in China.
That's amazing.
Oh.
Actually, I basically am realizing that I just want to be Fogey Bones from our one-off episode. Like, I just want to be a really old
I was going to reference
heist
that.
keister.
Say, rob a bank in a brony outfit that's owned by the Freemasons.
Yeah, there we go. But I think that a great adventure would be backpacking, like across several countries. And I've really admired people who take that leap and who are able to do that. I would love to do that. I don't really care where I start or where I end up. I think that would be I'm just thinking about the experience of traveling through multiple countries on foot or, just using public.
I was going to say, I have a friend who did the backpack trip across Switzerland, was it? And like he stayed at like hostels and like
You're really
this is-
struggling with
I
this story
don't-
here, Danny.
I
I'm gonna
no,
cut
I
Danny
don't even know.
off
I don't.
and,
The thing is, I was not
you've-
confident at all. I don't even know if it was in Switzerland.
So you've all been backpacking from Chin Village to Ba Sing Se, and you're so close. You're like just on the other side of East Lake. You're on the south point of East Lake. Ba Sing Se is basically just right on the north side of East Lake. You're so close,
Yet so far.
and yet so far. Because we want to get to Ba Sing Se, but we also want to have interesting stuff happen in between.
Yeah, so far nothing interesting has happened.
Nothing interesting has happened in between. Some things went down. A lot of people did kind of their own thing last episode, but it all sort of kind of converged on this moment when Ren had followed Sho to Lung's tea house, saw Shoban go downstairs, stumbled into the Longshore brothers, and were about to leave to go back to their inn, figure out what Liko was up to, when someone walked in and said, "A round of drinks for everybody except for those three," pointing to the three of you. We're not going to open there, though. We're going to open on the inn. This is sometime after what... Well, Monroe, why don't you tell me? Where did Liko go after the petting zoo? Or what did Liko do?
She decided to go back to the inn where there's lots of water. I would think that she was also really still not 100%, and I'm pretty sure what she did took a lot out of her anyway, so she needed to rest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you go back to the inn, and we didn't set a time, but I'll set it now. It's like late afternoon. This is probably around the time that Ren was like making his way down to Lung's tea shop. So, evening is getting closer. Liko, you go back to your hotel room, and do you rest? Do you fall asleep? What do you do?
Well, this is where I kind of need your guys' help. With this technique of waterbending, how much does that suck your energy? Like, how much does that really use? I did some research and it seems like it does a lot, but I'm just not sure.
Well, it's like the highest form of bending, specifically the blood.
It's the
bending
most,
that
yeah,
Liko did.
the psychic. It's the most like technically challenging, I think, is the best way to describe it. I don't think it's
Yeah.
necessarily the most taxing. It is probably more taxing, just from like the pinpoint work of what you're trying to do. But it's not necessarily very exhausting. It's just very difficult.
Yep. Doing it for the first time would probably take quite a bit out of you, though.
Yeah. So she's going to sleep, but she's
Okay.
going to sleep as if nothing happened. It's not hard to
Yeah,
go to sleep
of course.
for Liko.
Yeah. Oof. I got chills. Oof. You fall asleep, and at some point, you like wake up again, and the sun is down now, and you wake up because you hear a outside of the door.
Was that like the sound of like the door creaking or the floor creaking, or is that like some grudge sound like from like horror movies?
That was the sound of like a floorboard
Okay.
creaking.
Just want to
outside.
make sure because different reactions. Okay. So she snaps her eyes open and she's not too scared, but her eyes are definitely on the door, trying to look at if there's any light underneath the door and the floor. See if there's like.
Yeah, there is, and you see like a shadow, and another shadow, and another shadow, and they stop in front of your door, and the handle starts turning.
So I look around to make sure that I know, like, the water is still there, correct? No one's moved it.
Correct.
So I'm just going to keep my eye on the door, but also just be prepared to use the water near me.
The door creaks open, and you see these three figures that start tiptoeing into your room. Are you like sitting up, or what are you doing?
In bed, trying. Once that door opens, I'm going to close my eyes again to make it seem like I'm asleep.
Yeah. These three figures like tiptoe into your room, and you hear one of them go, "Shh, quiet. We gotta take her alive. Boss said, gotta take her." And you can feel the three figures start to walk around, surrounding your bed.
All right, so I think at this point, I want to run it by you. I want to use one of my playbook moves, my Yip Yip, to see if Rue can come and...
Bust in.
Yeah. But I don't know if that's like...
Absolutely.
Because I know like with Yip Yip, we're already like in tune, but I also don't know if that's just pushing my luck.
So you're not like psychically I love this idea, by the way. This is a fantastic idea. You're not like psychically attuned. So what do you do to get Rue's attention? I'm sure you got some signal with her.
I'm going to freeze there's a window in my room, correct? I'm going to freeze the window so that way it's frost. Rue can't look in, so she's going to want to check out what's going on at some point.
I love this idea. You can freeze a window, and Rue knows how to respond to that. So what happens is these three figures have just said, we need to take her alive. And Liko just quickly, without them responding, ices the window, and they go, "Hey, what the?" And then this dragon on her face just slams in through the inn. And Rue sees this and just breathes this wave of ice over all three of them and just freezes them in place.
Mm-hmm.
And probably like from the waist down.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to them.
I assumed, which is why I did that from the waist down.
Ice in room.
Ice.
So I get out of bed. I'm not in any rush, and I just slowly walk up to whichever one is closer to me. Now, how are they positioned? Are they all like at the same? Are they all like parallel to each other, or are they all like at different spots?
Yeah, so there's like one on the right side of your bed, and then the other two are on your left side of the bed. And the left side is where the window is. So, that's where Rue's face is right by the other two.
Okay. I don't like the idea of her being on her knees when she's on her bed talking to these people, so I will get out of bed.
Get up.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I will talk to the one that's on my right side, the one dude, the one person.
Yeah. And it's this like big burly guy. He's got like an eye patch on. He's like, hey, whoa.
Mm-hmm. Where's Rue? She's still in there?
Yep. Growling. Like,
Let me get on Rue, on like closer to her head, and then I'm going to navigate her to get really close to this guy's face. And I want, at this point, Rue's going to be showing some teeth.
I love this scene of you, like, this happening, and, like, Liko has not said anything. She's just, like, wordlessly doing that. Absolutely terrifying. You like, walk up to Rue and guide Rue towards this. He's like, oh, hey, whoa, oh my gosh. I'm so, what do you want to know? Anything. What do you want to know?
Where are you from?
Zixian sent us. She's down. She's down underneath the cove. She sent us to get you.
Why would she want me?
She's got your friends. I don't know. She wanted to reunite all of you.
My friends.
Yeah. She's been tracking all of you since you got here.
So she sent 3 of you to get 1 of me, just to reunite us.
I mean, she said that you're incredibly dangerous. So yeah.
You said he's a big brawly kind of guy?
Yeah.
Does he look like anybody we may have met in the past?
Nah, just looks like some nameless thug.
And he said he has an eye patch.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm gonna look at him in the eye, and I'm gonna slowly lift up his eye patch.
And you like lift it up, and he's got like one of those like white milky eyes, right? And like a bunch of like scars coming off of the eye.
That looked like that hurt.
Yeah, it did.
You must really value your other eye then, because that's like the only one you have.
And he's like visibly getting nervous. He's like, yeah. I'm sure you kind of get that. He kind of gestures to your other arm.
You know, I did not introduce you. This is Rue.
Hi.
She likes eyeballs. Liko and Rue step back and go to the next 2 on the other side of the bed.
Yeah. There's like a taller, lankier one and like a shorter one. And the taller, lanky one's got like, messy brown hair. The shorter one's wearing a tank
So
top.
both, like, everybody who's trying to kidnap her are men?
Yeah.
Okay. So Rue just sniffs both of them very, very close. I mean, they're like if their hair is going to be moving.
Yep. Their hair gets blown back, and they're just like dead silent, just like terrified out of their mind.
So what makes you think you can just steal women from their beds?
I don't. It's a good question. That's a good question. No, I hadn't considered that. I don't know. Zixian just told me to get you.
You know, Rue's a girl too.
I'm sorry, miss.
Where are my friends at?
They're down. So you gotta get to the cove. It's just right behind the mountain, and you gotta go to. Just like his eye is just not left Rue's face right up next to him. You gotta get to the cove, and you gotta go to Lung's tea shop, and you go straight down, and I'll even give you the password. The password is the moon is waning tonight, okay? And then you go down, and Zixian will be down there. She probably already has your friends by now.
Okay. Thank you. And then Liko and Rue make their way out, but right before they leave, I want them to be frozen up to this point.
Before Rue's head leaves, she blows more ice as you're standing by the exit, and the ice creeps up to the neck.
Yeah, and I want this ice to be thick. Like it's gonna take some time for it to melt.
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
They should be really worried at this point.
Absolutely.
And then we leave.
Bye.
Yeah, just to be clear, we're leaving to the cove.
Yes.
I don't know what's more terrifying, Liko or that demon-possessed door.
That's why I was like, I want to make sure. Is it the grudge or is it like creaking?
Well, Liko's definitely more terrifying.
Turns out it was a girl door that was warning Liko.
Like, they're coming. Liko, wake up.
That is a handy door.
Liko, you follow the directions that the thug sent you in, and you're like running through the town, and there's still a few people up. It's like the sun has just set, but you get to their end of their directions, and there's just a mountain wall right there.
Liko's not impressed. She just looks around. She's been through so much at this point that she knows that there's probably some secret door around here. So she has Roos start sniffing out to find, sniff people. Where's this tunnel or this door?
Yeah. And after a little bit, Roos sniffing around and then finds this points to this area of the mountain.
Liko gets off and starts to inspect the area to try to open it.
You're looking around, and well, there's probably like a little girl, and there's like a bunch of kids still running around and playing and whatnot, and there's a little girl that sees you, and she goes, "Are you trying to get to the cove?"
Liko obviously had the master of RBFs suddenly smiles and says, "Yeah, I'm actually really trying to find this cove. Do you think you can help me?"
Are you not an earthbender?
No.
I've never met a non-earthbender before. Do you bend something else?
Mm-hmm.
What do you bend? Do you need both of your arms to do it?
I thought I did, but I found out I could do other things.
That's so cool. Mm-hmm. Can you show me?
She kind of looks at the little girl, squints a little, and then she looks at Rue, and Rue starts to breathe out snowflakes so they fall very gently. Mm-hmm. And then Liko turns them into rain, like water.
There's just this really quiet moment as this little girl is fascinated by what you can do as she like looks up at your dragon otter with absolutely no terror in her eyes as these snowflakes start flurrying out, and her smile just goes into this wide grin, and then the minute you reach your arm up and turn it into water, you sort of wave it around, her grin gets even bigger as just this torrent of rain covers just her, and she's now like drenched in water, and she's like laughing and giggling and screaming and running around and like kicking in like the puddles that are now there. And you notice something you hadn't before, which is that as she's like running around, she is sort of limping a little bit, and you look, she's limping a little bit and not moving like other people would, and you look and her right leg looks to be like a fake leg, like a prosthetic leg.
I kneel down and I reach out my only hand and I say, "Come here." This little girl moves over towards you. Yeah? Liko kind of like rubs her arm just a little bit, like her shoulder right up here, and says, "Everything's gonna be okay."
This little girl just, the grin's still there, just sort of like looks at you dead in the eyes, just nods, goes, "It's gonna be okay."
This doesn't define us.
I mean, I've never even met a waterbender, let alone a one-armed waterbender. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Can you help me get into the cove?
Absolutely. And you see her foot kicks, and this door falls down. The cove's through there.
Then Liko looks at her and says, "Kind of soaked. Maybe you should just play around with Rue for a little while. Keep her busy. Do you think you can watch her for me?"
Absolutely, yes. And she like giggles and runs over to Rue and starts like climbing on it, like you know how kids climb on like big animals, and she's like pulling the fur and whatnot. And at first Rue's like, "Arr," and then Rue kind of acquiesces and starts playing with her. And
that's probably one of the most pure moments Liko's ever experienced, especially lately. So she just takes a quick second to be in that moment and to like it, because she knows after everything she's done, especially the thing that she's done recently and things she's been feeling recently, those moments are going to be very seldom. So she takes one last glance and then she decides to make her way into the cove.
At that point, we will move over to Lung's tea shop, as this woman has just walked in and said, "A round of drinks for everyone, except for those three. Take those three down to the hollow." As a number of toughs start walking around you and surrounding you.
Why? What did we do?
Oh, you don't need to play coy. I know exactly who you three are. And I've been actually paid a very handsome sum
I've been
of
trying
money
to figure out who I am for a
to
while.
capture you.
Please tell me.
It's a great question.
We're just kids.
Existential
We barely know
questions.
who we are.
Yeah, that's great. Well, why don't we? I've got some great Taoist philosophy books downstairs. We could read those
I
together.
can't
What do you
read.
say?
I feel like
Come
our
on.
parents told us about this. This is a trap. This sounds like you got.
No,
you say
guys,
you got
I
nice
think-
philosophy
no.
books in the basement.
This sounds cool. Guys, come on.
Oh, really? All right.
Oh, your parents definitely told you about this, Che now.
Well, you know my name.
Rosic, Ren, I believe the one at the inn is Liko, and the one that went downstairs is Shoban, maybe
I've never
Gebby?
heard any of those names in my life.
All right, I got the wrong people. All right, let them go.
All right, cool. See you.
Just kidding. All right, take them down. And the toughs grab you and start pushing you
Oh,
down
can I
the
fight them?
stairs.
I think we're all pretty tired of being brought places against our will. So yeah, yes, some degree
Rosa's
of
just
resistance is
accepting
going
at
to
this
kick
point.
in.
That's fine. Shay and Ren are not into this.
By the way, I'm being sarcastic. Ren was going to be like, "Yeah, let's totally go," and then just like make a mad dash. But if Che starts fighting, I'll defer to you.
Well, we're already surrounded.
Yeah, why don't we do this? What do you do? What do you do to
So
try
they go to try to grab Che, and crystals will
Yeah.
spike out of his sleeves and over his shoulders.
Yeah.
And like, you don't want to touch
Yeah.
me.
Why don't you roll to you know what? Why don't you actually roll to intimidate? What do you think about
I
that?
like it.
It sounds like you're maybe trying to get them to like step off a little bit.
Yeah.
Real quick, Ren's just like, "Yeah, what he said," and then he just kicks the guard in the nuts.
Nice one. Can that be an aid?
Let's see what you roll.
I rolled exactly a 7.
You do this, and one of the guards, like one of the crystals, just pierces through his hand, and then they all back up. And the woman's like, "Oh, okay, we're not gonna hurt you. The other people in this tavern, and the people that are down below, they do not have the opportunities that you have had. So
I don't get it.
Yeah, that really means nothing to me.
If you're
It
not going to
feels
hurt
like
us,
Obviously, you're not going to hurt me.
if you're not going to hurt us, please, can you have them let go of me?
I need you to come down with me, though.
Can you at least tell us, like, why?
I've been paid a very large sum of money by a Nauzo launcher to make sure you don't leave this place. He didn't say anything about hurting you or killing you. I'm not gonna do that. It's not my jam. But I do need to make sure you don't leave.
Suspicious mind.
And
Sorry.
no, go for it.
If you can't tell, for the past few episodes, I've been letting Nick take the reins of this suspicious mind carriage.
I rolled an 11, so I get the hold 2.
All right, hold 2. Yep.
Are you telling the truth? And maybe a little bit more in character and in context. Now Zhao sent you. Now Zhao sent you.
No, he didn't send me. He contacted me. I live here. I look out for the people that society overlooks.
That's normally what we do, but it feels like we're at odds.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not jiving.
Did his father say why he wanted to keep us here?
He just said he had some big plans in Ba Sing Se, and he didn't want you
So
all.
it's less
in
about
the
keeping
way.
us here and more about keeping us out of Ba Sing Se, because the Fire Nation wants to invade Ba Sing Se.
Yeah, that is.
And Rozak says that loud, so like everyone looking can like hear.
Yeah. There's like a. What did he say? The Fire Nation? What? Why would the Fire Nation? There's a bunch of grumbling and whatnot. Look, I That money would go a long way.
Just a quick question: is he paying you in Fire Nation coins or Earth Kingdom? Because if you do this, pretty soon this is going to be the Fire Nation, so you might want to get the right currency. You know, I just want to double check with you.
It was it was a gift voucher.
You got paid in IOUs.
It was actually a polar bear Dogecoin.
Polar Dogecoin.
Oh, no.
No, we are not introducing cryptocurrency into the Avatar universe, Danny.
Not for a second.
Get those out of here.
Did he already pay you?
He paid me in these non.
I swear to
No,
God.
that's even worse. That's even worse.
I am leaving. I am leaving.
Wait, sorry, you're right. He paid me in fungible tokens.
That's easy.
Very fungible.
Give me a stack of these things called Beanie Babies and said they'd be really valuable someday.
He does trade in very valuable goods.
Where are we? What's happening?
I was trying to hit the whole Fire Nation invading train home.
Yeah. She's like, I didn't look. I am a businesswoman. He offered money. I saw an opportunity.
Did he already pay you? Or-
Oh yeah.
Oh, so just
Oh,
let
of
us go
course.
and take the money.
I mean, most of it.
Oh, you
most
want the rest?
I mean, again, it's quite a large sum of money. It could help out a lot of people. If it helps your decision at all, again, I'm not going to hurt you. I probably already have your other two friends down in the hollow already.
Well, yeah, Shoban is definitely down there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I don't know if we've got him, though. He was going somewhere else. The hollow's a big place down
Wait,
there.
it's like a whole complex? It's not just one location?
Oh, you haven't
There's like
been down there?
there's a
I mean,
cove
It's the first
and a
time in the
hollow?
city.
I was picturing a dank, dark basement. So
I promise I won't hurt you. Can I at least show you what's down there? Maybe your minds will change, and we can figure
talk
out
more down
something.
there.
sure.
Yeah.
It's weird. Che, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean,
You know your dad.
I do. An unfortunate fact. All right, let's go. Take us down.
And leads the three of you down. There's like these stairs that open up into the ground. And you follow down these stairs, and it is not just like a dark basement. It is a network of tunnels and other areas, and it's like a half-sunken grotto city underneath the cove. And as you're walking, like all the hallways are like lighted with these like eerily glowing like torches. And what you notice is that all of the people down here are one of two people. They either look like the thugs that were surrounding you, or they look like the types of people who would be outcast in a city. People in rags and like groups of children that are just like sitting around and there's no adults. And you see, people who are missing, limbs or who aren't able to function in the ways that other people can. And there's this moment like you're walking through that, and it's a very like striking. I'm not sure what you were expecting, but you probably weren't expecting this. And you're like walking and following this woman, and this like little boy like hobbles up to her, and he's like, "Zixian, it's so good to see you." She like pats his head and pulls out some like food from her pocket and gives it to him, and like bends down and goes, "Shh, don't tell the others quite yet." Sends him off. And this entire time, like everyone is like happy to see this woman. She's like shaking hands and saying hi. And then at some point she turns to you and says, "Do you see who I'm happy to take care
Yes,
of?"
you're very popular. What were you? So we're down here now. Who are we supposed to meet with before we take another step?
No one. I just have to keep you
Oh,
here.
that's the entire deal. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So these
So
people that
yeah.
you're caring for,
Will you be able to care for them when the Fire Nation conquers this city?
Well, that was part of the deal. Now Zhao said that he would provide enough to take care of these people, give them a new life. It's something I couldn't pass up. I barely get by taking care of all of these people.
Yeah, no, he's very good at making offers that people can't refuse.
And you're trusting the word of a firebender? Not a firebender, a fire.
It's the word of a person who's offering them a way out. They don't.
I was about to say, that sounds a little. Danny, that sounds a little.
I know. It's fine.
Because firebenders aren't like a bad word right now, right? Like the invasion hasn't happened, so.
Yeah, no, Rosic. These people don't care who he is. He's a person offering them a way out. I've seen it time and time again.
Have you rolled suspicious mind on him yet?
What?
That was a meta question. Yeah, go on.
Are you asking Nick?
He did roll Zixian. Yeah, he rolled suspicious mind, and he still has one hole.
I don't think this person.
If you want to ask.
Oh, what are you about to do?
There are other questions.
What are you about to do to this person? What is your plan?
How do you ask that in character?
So you've got us. You know that the Earth Kingdom is about to be attacked. The Earth King is probably going to be moved on. You don't have two of our friends. What is your next play?
Conquer the world. Take over the entire four nation
I know what we're going to do tonight, Pinky.
Do it.
She looks at you, Che. Look, like I said, I don't want to hurt you. I have to give off that image in order to, get enough money in order to take care of these people down here. I don't want to hurt anybody. I want to take care of the people that the rest of society has thrown off. So if you can find some way to help these people now, right at this moment, not eventually, I'll come back and help you, but now, perhaps we can work out a deal or something. And as you guys are walking as well, too, at this point, you've walked and you actually pass by somebody who you recognize. They're just sitting by themselves, and they look a little like out of it, but it is definitely Shoban. And he's just like sitting on the ground.
Hey, we know that guy, kind of, a little bit.
Barely.
We should just leave him.
Gimme? What? Are you okay?
Nah. All right, fine.
You could tell after you say that he's like waking up. He's asleep here. What'd you call me, Gemi?
You come down here to take a nap?
It's how many times have I told you guys to start calling me Shoban? It's the whole undercover thing was in Omashu. It's no, what? Wait, why are you guys not at the inn? Where's Liko?
Probably at the end. Well, maybe at the end. We don't know.
So you guys just left her there?
We didn't really have a choice.
So did you.
Yeah, I told you guys I was going to get help. I was coming to find the safe house. That
was like 2 days ago. Wait, it was a day ago.
What do you mean?
That happened 24 hours ago. You then came back, started acting really weird, told us to tell you Gemi. I thought you were going to turn on us, and you almost did. You were really testing me, to be honest.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, are you cool now? Because you were really not cool for like 24 hours.
Well, you were really cold to Liko.
24 hours of time I don't have any recollection of, so I'm definitely not cool.
Suspicious mind. I can do it as much as I want.
This game is so broken.
Rolled a 9. Are we really supposed to believe that? You just like don't remember that was just some blank spot for you? Who was that then?
I don't know how to answer that question. I can't force you to believe something, so you can believe it or you don't. But and he like gets up. He's a little unsteady as he's standing. He's like, I'm I'm going to the inn. I'm going to make sure Liko's okay.
Well, we actually can't leave now.
What are you talking about?
Oh, this lady is keeping us prisoner.
Yeah. Che's dad paid her.
Oh, cool.
She just smiles. Hi.
Is she like towards the back of this group?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm gonna walk.
There are a lot of other people around too. It is not just like there's a bunch of like other toughs and a bunch of non-tough looking people.
Sure. I'm gonna make my way over to her then and just be like, how much are you being paid to keep us?
Well, geez. It was about enough to feed.
Shoban just breaks off and
down.
sprints. He's just running.
Wow.
Ren's like, that was my plan before.
And then starts sprinting after him.
All right. Yeah. I think at this point too, you get what did Chain Rosic do before I?
Rosek's mid bite.
Yeah.
You're still stacking on the food that we
He's still snacking on the food. I think after Ren sprints away, Rosek's standing pretty close to Che, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna kind of make like a firewall formation in kind of a V.
Okay.
So it's just isolating him and Che towards where Sho and Ren started sprinting to. And he summons that and starts sprinting.
Okay.
But all right, he'll just come with.
They're catching on.
Oh, actually, no, he won't just follow. He'll. If we're gonna do this, we should at least do it the right way. He'll use a move that I have, Earth Launch.
Oh, okay.
Which is a fighting technique, technically.
Yeah, it's a fighting technique. So yeah.
I throw myself into the air with a massive burst of force.
Yeah. Okay. You can totally just do that. Let's set up that firewall. That seems to be the most narratively like.
So,
why don't you rely on your skills and your trainings for me?
Yes. And I was wondering if that could somehow. I don't know if it would make any sense outside of combat, but if it could somehow function as.
Yeah. So
firewall.
again, if you're doing a fighting technique that you have mastered, you don't need to call it out. If you have a mastered fighting technique, you can just do that. It basically becomes a rely on your skills and training sort of role out of combat.
Heck yeah. Let's do that. I'm gonna roll with focus. Well, I'm troubled, so I take a -2. I got a 10 though.
Nice. Okay. Shoban, are you troubled? Or what? Let me see. Where is the? Are you insecure? Or afraid?
So that's something I was going to ask you about. With the back and forth between Gemi and Shoban, Gemi was not anything. Like all of the conditions that Shoban had got cleared when he was Gemi again. So I'm not sure if that stuff all comes back when he comes back to himself.
What do you think?
I think it would make sense for it too.
I think it would make sense for it all come back. Do you remember what they were?
Yeah, everything except for afraid.
Oh,
okay.
Gosh.
So at the end of this scene, you can unmark insecure because I think you've taken a foolhardy action.
Okay.
Without talking to your companions. It's pretty foolhardy action without saying anything. So yes, show at the end of the scene you can unmark insecure. There is a firewall up, and on a 10, you just do it. Okay.
And I marked the fatigue to raise the wall because that's what I'm guessing. That still applies outside of combat. It says mark 1 fatigue and raise the wall.
No.
No?
So you will never follow the mechanics for fighting techniques outside of combat.
Oh, okay.
That's what I mean. Like if it is outside of combat and it is something that you can do, it's either going to probably be a rely on your skills and training, like if it's a master technique, or it's going to be a push your luck if it's anything else. But you're not gonna do the other stuff.
So it's just narratively I summon the wall.
Correct. The way that it's supposed to be is that the reason why there's these extra fiddly bits in combat is that you are
speaking technically, of course.
It's the stress and the timing of it in combat, right? Like, yes, you're doing it quickly here, but you're not trying to do it precisely or specifically. You're just trying to do it.
All right.
Okay, so the wall comes up. You all sprint around the corner chasing after Show. I don't want to do the narration of Liko like busting her way into this tea shop and like knocking some heads around to get down, but because I kind of want to get you guys all together again. Show you round the corner and you just run into Liko.
Okay.
Do you fall? Or do I fall?
Yeah. I think probably, yeah. It shows sprinting.
Okay.
I jump up and I start trying to like help her up, and just like start trying to help Liko stand.
It's fine. Don't touch me.
Okay. We gotta go. We gotta run. There's some people. I think they're following us. I won't. I'm sorry. But we gotta run. And I just start sprinting again.
Ren comes quickly, like a few seconds after, and is like, "Oh, Liko, run this way!" And then just keeps running.
Yeah, Liko just watches Ren pass, and she's afraid to look around the corner to see who's gonna come and like knock her down. So she's just gonna like wait until all the boys pass by, then she'll run. She doesn't want.
Wait, did Che use his rock launch thing?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he launched.
Does Che just come tumbling around the corner as he lands?
Very,
Like from Does he?
After this Scooby-Doo moment has passed, you can continue running down the hallway.
Well, no, actually, Che would stop where Liko is, and this is a hallway now, right?
Yeah, it's like one of the hallways. Again, there's like a bunch of like twisting caverns and tunnels down here.
Yeah, when Rosic passes behind him, he'll bring down the hallway using earthbending. Or how large are these?
Yeah, no, you can do that.
Okay.
You can totally do that.
All right, cool.
You are at this point like pretty close to the exit. Okay, so you've cut off most of these people from running out.
Earthbenders.
And if there's earthbenders on the other side, which you're hoping there are, you're probably the closest to the stairs up at this point. And you're running up the stairs, and you missed it when you were walking down, or it wasn't there when you were walking down. You don't know. You might not even remember. But you've never seen anything like it before. It's just like this thing that is up against the rock wall near the stairs, and it looks like clay almost, and it looks like there's something that's being held up by this clay by the wall, and you don't have a whole lot to figure out before it explodes as the rocks start crumbling down, starting to cut off these stairs. And the rest of you start hearing these same sounds echoing throughout the caverns. You also hear some up above the stairs. And as water starts pouring in, what do you do?
From the lake above?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Justin's like, I'm enjoying this.
I think Shoban, first thing he does is the water's coming in from like the area that was the top of the stairs just now, or where's it coming from?
There is some coming from there. Yep. And now that you're like there, it's some coming from all over. In fact, we're going to do a new mechanic. I'm going to start a clock. This clock is going to have 4 pies to it. And once all the pies are filled up, all of Half Moon Hollow is underwater.
So they just hit the self-destruct button. They really want us here.
Is this something we can see, Justin? 4 pies? Are pies a unit of time?
At pies.
Yeah, I can just show you a picture of pie. What kind of pie do you like, Steve?
Generally apple.
Can it be a circular tres leches cake instead?
That sounds great.
Absolutely. Any other pies we want?
Fine, mine can be circular tres leches.
It's pronounced pecan.
You're incorrect, Steve.
All right, there should be a clock in the journal.
Well, glad we settled that, yeah.
I swear to God.
Okay, I'm just gonna label it because I don't have an actual pie to show you. But
Let
if you
down.
look under the if you look under the journal, you should see a journal entry called clock, and I will put a little X next to each segment once I have filled that out. What do you do as water is pouring in from everywhere?
So Shoban, I think, is focused on the area that's directly ahead of him, where the explosion that he saw happened.
Mhm.
So he's going to take. I take all of the sand that I think I was still covering me as armor, and I like move all of it to fill as many cracks as I can, and I start like compressing rock and sand like together, trying to close gaps and keep water from coming through there.
Alright. Why don't you rely on your skills and training?
Okay. Okay. I am troubled, so this is a -2. Let's focus. So it's a 7 total.
Should have gone to therapy.
That's basically how you get rid of trouble.
So you do it, but you do it imperfectly. And so you can either accept the consequences or mark a fatigue. Have you unmarked your fatigue?
I have, because
Okay,
we
that's right.
yipped.
Because you yipped.
And so I'm going to mark a fatigue. I'm not
Well,
accepting
let
any
me-
consequences today.
Okay, all right. You're not even gonna let me pose it in front of you.
Fine,
then,
no,
huh? Just gonna mark it?
put the consequences in front of me, Justin.
I'm not gonna fall into your trap, Johnny.
He already invented these explodey clay contraptions like 3 minutes ago. Come on, man, give him a break.
The unexpected consequence. The unexpected consequence is that in you focusing on certain areas to stop the water flowing from, you miss this large rock fall that would cut off the stairs up.
So would that be behind me then?
It would be, yeah, if you're like facing the hallway, it would be behind you.
Would it cut me off from the group or just from the stairs?
The stairs.
Okay. Yeah, I'll accept those consequences.
Okay. So as you are preventing this water from filling up this area, the way up is now completely blocked off. Let's what do the rest of you do?
Ren's climbing stairs really fast and then like sees Shoban having turned around, like just near the entrance, and just like looks at his face. What do you look like, Shoban?
I look like Shoban.
You're not making any particular facial expression?
I mean, I'm concerted effort. I'm struggling to keep
You
water
wink-
from coming in as a non-waterbender. I'm trying to prevent water from coming into a cavern and drowning us all.
Oh, this is not good.
So the entirety of the hollow is being filled right now, he said?
It could be.
You cannot see past this hallway.
Che?
Yeah, Che's going to turn around and knock the rock wall down and immediately start sprinting back to the populated area that they were in.
How fast is this water filling up the area? Pretty fast?
Pretty fast. Yeah.
All right, well, Liko used to have a playbook move, but now it's not there. And I just don't think that like she would just not know how to do it, but it was the wall of perfection or protection,
We
right?
we
Or whatever
swapped
it
that
was.
out for ice claws, right?
Correct. But I'm just thinking like she probably would not no longer know how to do that.
Yeah,
Correct.
totally. Yeah. What do you want to do?
She wants to. I want to buy everybody some time to get to escape by using that technique to hold the water back as long as I possibly could. I don't think it would be as strong because I only have one arm, but I think it could
Yeah.
buy them a few more seconds if that will help.
Absolutely. Why don't you rely on your skills and training as well?
8.
Okay. Unexpected consequences. I like this. You're pushing the wall back, and both you now and Shoban are sort of like holding this water back as best as you can, as Che has started sprinting down the hallway, and you can throw up the wall, and you can feel the pressure of the water like pushing back against you as you're struggling to maintain it. And there's a torrent of water that opens that is rocketing towards Shoban that Sho does not see. And it's not like a little stream, it's like a lot of water that could really hurt Shoban if it hits him. So you can accept those consequences, or you can mark a fatigue to also keep this water away from Sho.
You mean the guy who cut off my arm?
Yep. Hence me posing this dilemma to you.
She's definitely taking a quick second to rethink everything right now.
Let it hit me. I can handle it. Just kidding.
Aren't you like a breath away from just being knocked out?
I'll take the fatigue.
Okay. There's this moment as like the wall comes down, and I'm assuming I don't want to assume. Ren, Rozek, do you follow Che down the hallway?
Rozek definitely follows Che.
Yeah, I'm looking for anything I can do. So yeah, following them.
Yeah. So as Che and Ren and Rozek are sprinting down this hallway, which, by the way, as soon as you lower that wall, you can see the rest of these hallways are starting to fill with water at the same rate as well. People are screaming now. Liko, you push this water back in this hallway, and there's just this moment as you and Sho are the only two in this hallway that are preventing the water from coming in further, and you see this like torrent of water and rock just rocketing towards Shoban as you push that back as well too. Sho, you just feel this like shower of water and rock that you know would have been incredibly painful, and you look up and you see Liko has got her arm and just whipped out to stop it and then went back to holding the water on the sides. What are the three of you doing as you sprint down this hallway? In fact, I'm going to mark a segment.
Anybody that we find, we tell them to head towards the exit, and as we make our way to like the main like populated area.
Yeah.
Is the little girl still out there, right?
This is down in the grotto, so the little girl is
up in the top.
like
Okay.
outside.
Way up,
Yeah.
Way up
She's
there,
okay, but you're not up there, so you have no idea what's going on up there. You run into the hallways and you're like telling people like get out of there, and they start screaming and running as well. Some of the people that were like tough and gang members are like helping all of the people who can't run themselves, and they're carrying people out. And you get into this populated area, and you see Zixian, and she's like, all right, everybody, this way. This is the way out. Welcome back.
Yeah, you were betrayed, so come on, let's go.
Yeah, I get that now.
Made a deal with now, Zhao.
Yeah, well, she couldn't have known. And I'll use whatever earthbending I can to like circle off the people. I'm assuming she's got them like crowded together and then is trying to direct
Absolutely.
them. I'll try to wall off from one side the water, so that at the very least the water will rush in and push them towards where they need to go at the very least.
Sure. Why don't you rely on your skills and training?
That is a 11.
Okay. Nice. So you do it. And as you're doing this as well too, Zixian's like, good. Stay with us. We could use you as an earthbender. You're super helpful. You two, Ren and Rozek, right?
Mm-hmm.
Down that hallway, and she points towards the hallway on the opposite end of the cavern here. She said, there's a group of children down that way. They need your help. Get them out here. They can't move themselves.
Rozek starts sprinting.
Ren, what do you do?
We're on it.
Ren sprints after Rozek.
You two are sprinting down this hallway. And you can hear like down the hallway like the sound of crying as a bunch of other people are running this way past you. You can hear the sound of crying, children like crying, and you like come up to this shoot off of this hallway that's got like a door. There's like other like shacks and buildings down here and whatnot, and there's a door that looks like it leads into like a bigger building.
Sounds like the cries are coming from within.
Yeah, from within. Yep.
Ren busts
Rozek
down the
enters
door.
Oh yeah, yeah. Both Ren and Rozek bust down to the door.
Immediately, frantically scanning for any other adults.
There are none. As you kick the door down and this stream of water comes rushing out, you can see that like in this hallway here, or not in this hallway, in this room, the butt of it was right up against the rock wall, and now there's just a torrent of water coming in. It looks like one of these explosive devices was attached to this wall here. And there are a bunch of children, and they are crying and trying to like swim and tread water as fast as they can.
Ren dives in, tries to swim against the current to pull some out, try to remove any debris, obstructions, trying to just send them down current through the door.
Just toss them down.
Well, I mean, you said the water's busting out of that place, so
Yeah, it is.
like, hey,
I did. Yeah.
just
Helping
chuck
them.
them, depending on their size.
Hold your breath.
I'm not gonna make you roll. You start tossing them all out, and eventually you get them all out. And one of the little boys is crying, and he says, "Thank you. Pei went further down into the tunnel. He said he was gonna go play where the gopher sharks are."
Just our luck.
We gotta go get Pei, because Pei went to play, but if we don't get Pei, he won't play no more.
Very unhelpful right now.
Okay.
Just assuming that was in character.
It's hard to tell with Danny.
You never know. Rozak definitely starts swimming towards that direction.
And you're like wading through water at this point now, and eventually you get to where they are. In fact, I'm gonna mark one more segment of our clock, as now like all of you are about waist deep as you're wading through this water in this cavern, and you eventually get to this like open part, and it is quickly filling with water, and in the middle of this water is a small bit of island of stone, and this boy is sitting on it, just terrified as you see these fins circling around him.
Oh.
And we will see you next week.
Completely forgot about the gopher sharks.
Yeah, the gopher sharks.
The stakes never stop raising.
I can only go up from here, Nick.
You've only ever gone up. Let's just establish that right away.
I was listening to the first episode, and I was like, man, it really it started off here, and then it's just quickly gone up the hill. But we'll drop off the roller coaster drop at some point at the end of season 1.
That sounds like a threat.
Is that like another spa day?
We're having fun telling this. If you're interested in supporting us directly, you can check out our Ko-fi. You can do one-time donations as well as memberships there. Come with a whole host of fun little things, like that question at the top of the episode. That was from Ikoroki. Really thankful for that. If you don't have the ability to give to us directly, that's totally fine. We want you to just listen to this and enjoy what you're listening to, because we're enjoying telling it. I did also hear that for every friend you tell, Monroe will blow up a planet.
Yes,
We are going up.
I've been practicing.
Starting with this one.
I'm leaving it open. Is it this one? I don't know. It's up to Monroe. Monroe chooses the planets, but just expect to see a bunch of explosions in the night sky. All right, we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Maybe.
Avatar Legends was developed and produced by Magpie Games. The worlds of Avatar The Last Airbender and Avatar The Legend of Korra are property of Viacom CBS. Intro music is Dizu by Sendai. Outro music is Tokyo Funk by LATG Music. Logo and art by Kate and Matthew Menke. You can find more of their work at pomakin.com, linked in the show notes.